If you're so in love with your past, what makes you deserve your future? If you're so in love with your past, what makes you deserve your future? If you love your past so much and you can't let it go and you're so attached to it, why don't you just stay in your past? What makes you even want to desire a different future if you're so in love with your past? If you're so in love with your past, what makes you deserve your future? I'm victim of this at times, but it's easy to dwell and think about what happened and the great things about what happened, because that's all you know, right? Your memories are the only thing you could take with you through this life. And I'm not even saying to neglect those memories. I'm saying you can't be in love with them. When you're in love with something, it's hard to let it go. When you're in love with something, it's hard to move past it. Always have a gratitude and a recognition for things, but you can't be in love with your past. You have to break up with your past in order to get to your future. I'm somebody that believes in divinity, meaning I believe all things happen for a reason and they happen the way that they're supposed to. You control what you can control, but at the end of the day, there's a certain order that God has put in this earth, and his will is going to come out above mine, always. And with that being said, there's still things, there's hints in your past. There's hints in your past about where you should go. And if you're good at reflecting and psychoanalyzing, you could probably look back, look into yourself, and think about the correlations between the events that happened years ago and where you are now. There's things that are still gonna, play out in your life, and it's gonna make sense. It's gonna what everybody calls a full circle moment. When this happened and now we're here. It's like, oh wow, that was a full circle moment. I remember enjoying cars a lot as a kid. Now I'm a mechanic, right? Or I enjoyed building things a lot as a kid. Now I'm an engineer or an architect, right? Or designing things. Now I'm an architect. Right, those are full circle moments. Those are moments to where you see correlations from your past going into your future. But on the other end of that, there's a part of your future that you don't know about yourself. There's a part of your future that you don't know about the relationships you're gonna have. There's a part of your future that you don't know the success you're gonna have. It's easy to appreciate or dwell on old successes, but they're done. You have to go get new success, and new success requires a new part of you. The old you can't succeed the way the new you wants to, or the way the new you is going to. If you're so in love with your past, what makes you deserve your future? It's time to give it up, y'all. And it goes back to what I said the other day. It requires ultimate faith. You can't move on without ultimate faith, ultimate belief in God and in you. If you're so in love with your past, you're probably not in your word as much as you need to be. You're probably not connecting with God as much as you need to be. You're probably not in the gym as much as you need to be. You're probably not learning as much as you need to be. You're probably not being around the right people as much as you need to be. Because that growth will become inevitable. And in your head, it's almost going to force you to grow. Anytime that I learn something, it forces me to grow. Because there's something about humans, no matter what. Once you know better, you tend to do better. Once you know better, you tend to do better. And if you don't, every time you continue to do that habit that you know you're not supposed to be doing, you're harder on yourself, which eventually pushes you to do better. It pushes you over the fence, right? That guilt that wells up when you know you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, eventually you're going to get sick and tired of that. For some people, they don't get sick and tired of it and they stay the same person. But for me, and I know a couple other people like that, when I learn, I'm forced to know new things. I'm forced to know better than I did in the past, which forces me to act better. So whenever I talk to somebody and they said they're so focused on their past, or they can't get over, or they're still doing the same things from their past, I know it's because they're not learning. They're not growing. Learning is by far, being a continuous learner is by far the best way to grow. And the easiest way to grow. It literally forces you to grow for the reasons I just said. It's almost like you could be in this relationship with somebody and you're head over heels about them. You love them and you guys split. If you don't go out and make new experiences, if you don't travel, if you don't meet women in other places, or, if you're a woman watching this, if you don't meet men in other places, you're going to be stuck and stagnant. You're going to be dwelling on that old relationship. You're going to be like, man, but I remember when we used to do this and that was fun. And man, I love the way this person did that and that. But you love that because that's the best that you know. If you go out and you grow and you find someone else, you'll be able to meet someone that, one, doesn't force you to go back for them, and two, you'll find things that you love about them that you didn't even know you could love about somebody. And if that relationship ends, guess what you have to do? Continue to grow, continue to learn, continue to experience this life so that you're able to meet someone that could grow beyond that. When you grow beyond that, that will complement you. If you want to grow, if you want to succeed, this requires constant growth. Nobody that you see that you look up to is not growing constantly. You have to continue to grow. If you're so in love with your past, what makes you deserve your future? Nothing. Grow past it. Grow in the mental. Grow in the physical. Grow in the spiritual. Connect with yourself. Align. Vibrate on a higher frequency. Don't allow yourself to be tainted by things of the past. You need you to grow. In order to grow, you have to let go. You have to sacrifice. You definitely heard that your new life is going to cost you your old one. And that's 100% true. Every day, I'm different than the day I was before. I'm 1% better. I'm at least 1% better than I was yesterday. At least. You adopt that habit, you adopt that mindset of I have to continue to grow, I have to continue to learn. Nobody's stopping me. And the most important thing about it is you'll stop stopping yourself. If you're so in love with your past, what makes you deserve your future? Not a thing.